Welcome once again to your English class. Now today I have come here to teach you or to explain you a short story that is your non-detailed side by Shashi Deshpande. She is an Indian writer, so obviously it has the background of India, and you can say it is normal families, how they behave, and what are the, you can say, dreams of the families, and sometimes how it gets shattered up, that she has discussed in this particular story, The Awakening. The awakening means to get something inside yourself, the enlightenment, the sudden waking up, that is awakening. So she has written this for keeping in mind the dreams of a girl. The whole story revolves around a girl of your age. That means she was doing her intermediate. Now, written by Shashi Deshpande, very well Indian writer, and she has got so many awards. She has taken birth in the year 1936, and those times means before independence. So, like you know that child marriages and many things were there, and education of the girls were taboo in the society. That means people don't believe in giving education, in providing education to their girls. Many people had a belief that boys can get education because they have to like earn, and they have to help or provide sufficient income for the family. What about the girls? They have to get married at any cost. But nowadays we are very happy and grateful that we belong to these eras where parents are so enlightened, so awakened parents we got, that they have given us education, they have provided us the main like you can say, they have not given us, they didn't give us the injustice. They always being very impartial with everyone, with both the genders, with the boys as well as the girls. We never face any type of the problems that okay, you are not a boy, so you should not go for the school, not go for the college, not in English medium, not to continue your studies. No, they have given us all the facilities, all the, you can say, freedom to go and acquire education. So I just now talk about myself, and now you are one more generation advanced to me. So you know very well that now you are also getting education, and you should be very thankful to the parents that they are providing education. They are giving you so much importance, priority, that they are ready to spend the amount for your education. So it is going to be better for your future. You can do something in your future with the education you are getting. It's not only like you have to do the job. No, you can lead a good life, a life where you can spend, like you can say, the next generations can get benefited. If you there is a saying, educate one girl and she can educate the generations. Yes, that's true. An educated woman, educated girl can educate the generations, because mother's lap is the first place where you can learn education, where you can learn how to, like all the things you learn basically from your mother, and she is your first teacher. So here Shashi Deshpande wanted to tell you how the middle class or lower middle class society of India was, and always she has written about the marital status and middle class women in the Indian society. Like what are the problems they face, how it was difficult for them to sometimes survive in the society, because fighting for the rights and going for the duties, accomplishing your education, everywhere you need to face the male dominant society. And in that society, if your father, if your parents are helping you, guiding you, supporting you to get the education, to do something in the life, that means it is actually one of the achievement, or you can say one of the luckiest thing for yourself. So she actually has written many of the books, and she knows the Indian society very well, and I don't think that what she has written has changed a lot in our Indian society. Still some few places we find the same type of the mindset in the people. Now here is that she has written one book known as The Dark Holds No Terror in the year 1980, where she has got the critical acclaim. That means everybody from all the spheres, those who are very critical about that, how the writings are, who try to find out the negative points and all, they also appreciated the work of Shashi Deshpande. The next is The Long Silence in the year 1990. She has written this, and this was so much appreciated, and you can say widely known or become famous in such a way that she got the Sahitya Academy Award for this particular novel. Sahitya Academy will be given to the people, those who have done something very great in the field of, in the literary field. That means in the field of education, or in the field of reading, writing, or providing something to the society, benefiting the society. And in the year 2009, she has been awarded the one of the most honored, or you can say celebrated award, that is Padma Shri. Padma Shri, most honored. And as I said earlier, she always written many things on the marital life as well as the middle class family, how especially the woman, because she being a woman, she understand it very well, how the woman being suppressed in the Indian society, and what are the things they expect from the woman. So she has gone into that way, she has written that. And now before starting this, I want to ask a few questions to you people. Like many of you like have the plans to study further after intermediate. Yeah, that's good. You should have to achieve that. You should have to study. Like intermediate is just after the 10th class. After intermediate, many of you would have the, like many times I said, you have the ambition of doing either going for the NEET entrance, or for the MSET, means going for the engineering field or agricultural field, you can go into that, or you can go for CA, for CPT if you do, you can go for CA. These are the fields where you can have to compete with the other people of your same caliber or better caliber. Like entrance, competitive exams you have to write and you have to get prepared for the entrance and all. But those who are not willing to participate into this competitive exams, they may have the plans to complete their studies as a graduation level, like degree. They may want to complete their degrees. After the degree also, many people have the like ambition or aim. Nowadays the girls have more ambitions that they want to either complete their PG or complete their B.Ed, or they want to go for some other courses, like something or the other they wanted to accomplish, because as much as you can study, this will add feathers into your cap. Like it can decorate you more. Decorate means I am not talking about the face decoration, I am talking about your mind decoration. Your mind get decorated with the new things, new ideas, concepts, and you can get a better understanding even of the human relations. You can understand the human beings, their psychology of the human, your fellow beings in a better way if you get more education. But somehow, just imagine it out, that some difficult situation arises and you have to get an option of choosing either your studies or your job after intermediate. There is a job offer, just imagine it out, and either you have to choose the job or you have to continue your studies. But there is a more thing, that you have to stop your studies. You have to go for a job. So those who have the aims, those who have the dreams, it becomes totally shattered. And they wanted to continue studies because they have a dream of achieving something great in their life, but instead of that they have to take up the job because of the some difficult situations, or you can say some of the circumstances which forced them to do the job. How would you feel? It was unbelievable, unexpressible, because you feel speechless, numb, because your senses could not continue to work, because your dreams have shattered. You have a dream to achieve something and you have to go for something else. You have to settle down at something else. How do you feel? Obviously bad, irritated, frustrated, upset. Start hating the situations, the family, or someone like who has forced you for this situation. You start hating everyone because you had a feeling like, because of these situations, these circumstances, I have been forced to do the job, otherwise I could have achieved my dreams. The girl in the family about whom we are going to study is Alka. She has faced the same problem. How, why, will continue about that one. Okay. She belongs to a lower middle class family. Lower middle class means just a little bit upper than the poor people, not below poverty line, they are just up the poverty line, and she belongs to a lower middle class family. And how many members were there in the family? There were 6 members, mother, father and the 4 children. And these all people live in a single big room, and it is a chawl like at one place in one building they have only one room for all the tenants. The building belongs to one of the owner, and every tenant, how many members, whatever you may have, according to your capacity to pay the rent, you have to take the room. So normally people are so poor that they could not afford more than one room. So they have to live in a single room. A room would be a little bit bigger, but 6 members in a room means it is very much difficult, and no privacy would be there. Obviously, because it can be open and only one door, one window, and in among the 6 members, where is the hell privacy would be? Everybody would be sitting there, and whatever they have to do in one single room. For studying also they don't get any type of the privacy, and I believe that for studying you need some peace of mind, some like atmosphere, where ambience, where you can sit with the total concentration and then you can study. So she could not get this place, and not she, the whole family member would have to adjust and compromise with each other. And she had the most thing is that common toilets for all the tenants. That means it is not for only the 6 members of the family. For all the tenants, 2 or 3 toilets would be there, and everybody would have to go to the same toilets. It was the whole stinking area, because of the one sewerage would be there in the overall building. So it was completely stinking, and you cannot, because if it is your family's only, if your family living in a single home, then you are answerable to each other, and you can scold to someone that why it is stinking, take care and all. But what about the other tenants? Many people are living in one place, so how can you tell them that you have to keep it clean and all? So it was actually very difficult. And the garbage, it was spilling garbage everywhere and all. So she did not like this place. She actually never want to be here. And before coming up here, they were living in Pune. In Pune, they lived with their maternal grandfather. That means Alka's Nana, mother's father, maternal grandfather. Alka's Nana was there in the Pune, where he has one chemist shop, and he used to live there. Like he had kept all of them there only in Pune, and they were living very happily. And her father, whose Alka's father was a postal clerk. He had a small job of being a clerk in the postal department. He was a very dull and quiet man, very dull, energyless, inactive. Like he completely engrossed in his work. He never say more. He always talked less. and he like you can say interfere in the matters of the home very less. Mother was bitter one with a very angry mood always. She was a bitter one. Bitter means always talking very rudely, very like always in an angry mood, always shouting on the children. In other words, we can say that she has got frustration into her. Maybe she got irritated by the lifestyle, and because she could not do anything, she started scolding the children, and she started taking out her anger on the children. They have done, these two, father and mother have done the love marriage, and the mother was the only child of Nana. So the Nana thought that I should keep my daughter with me, and both of them were living with Nana, and they two daughters, her elder one, Alka's elder sister was Rekha. She and Alka has born over there, and after that Nana has died, and they have shifted from Pune to here in this chawl, where they have to live in a single room with along with the other tenants. And in a single room, how many members were living? The 6 members. So maybe because of this, Alka has asked this question to her mother, like, why you have married to this type of the person who was like who does not have a future. Mother didn't reply, because Alka's and mother relations never being good. They always are a tug of war, because Alka never liked the bitter and angry mood of her mother, and she always retort. Retort means to reply back to mother, always. She herself was an irritative fellow, because she had a feeling that why we are living in such area. If my father would have earned better, we would have been gone to some other place. So she has plans for her future, which she wanted to continue after completing her intermediate. She has given her final exams, and she was waiting for her results. Now after that, she wanted to continue her further studies, and then she wanted to do certain job, and she wanted to make her life better. She does not want to live in this chawl and not to waste her life among the family members. She wanted to live a good life, and for that she doesn't want to depend on the others' money. She wanted to take care of her own self by studying better and getting a bright future. In these thoughts or in these dreams, she was not wrong. Whatever Alka has thought was true. She does not want to get married to a rich person. She wanted to study hard. She wanted to make a bright future. She has an ambition of achieving something in her life rather than depending on the others. So that she is a brilliant one, and she has a bright future. So what had happened in her life, the next stages, and how she cope up with that, in the next class we will continue. And by the time, don't forget the story, keep in your mind, and after the completion of the story, please read it once or twice to get an idea of what the story is. And if you instead of reading the summary, read the whole story with the sentences and all, so you can get an idea of the indirect speech, direct speech, as well as you can get an idea for writing the comprehension passages which can come into your examination. So if directly it comes from the this particular short story, you get an idea definitely if you have read it out, that okay, this belongs to this lesson. So it will be easier for you to do that or solve the answers in the examination. So in the next class, we will meet once again with the continuation of this story, The Awakening by Shashi Deshpande. By the time, take care.